everybody, today I'm going to show you this. This is my 2-lamp F17 or F20, T8 or T12 fluorescent fixture. Here we have two F17 T8 bulbs in there, and it's just a normal fixture. It has a rapid start ballast, although the T8s don't really show it, but when I put the T12s in there, it'll show it a lot. So, normal like little pull chain here at the end. Little pull chain that the chain snaps, so that's why it is one of those things. And you might notice something off with this. Something that's kind of very visible. Well, first of all, you can see that the thing, like the switch is poking through because there was no other good way to mount it since there was a knockout on the side right there. We can't have that. So, yeah. And also you might notice indicator light. Test switch. Button. So yeah, I modified this fixture to have a Bodine B50 emergency fluorescent battery backup ballast in there. Awesome. So I'm always in the light when the power goes out. And this fixture is a Lithonia lighting, according to the sticker, fluorescent luminaire gas tube luminaire. And when I got this at the restores, it didn't have any of this. It just was a regular rapid start ballast. It came with two Philips T12 bulbs. One was still working and one was completely dead. They were both the same. So, this thing's kind of old. I feel like it has some dead bulbs in there. And there's also a cover that goes on it. It hooks around like this. I have no idea. I don't know if this is the right cover or not because, well, it looks a little deep, huh? When I hook it on there, I think it's supposed to be like on top like this. I don't know the lines, but I don't know. It looks a little deep. So we'll put that off the side because we won't need that really. And we'll try out the test switch. Whoop. All the test switch do is just break the circuit. So it does the same as me unplugging it right here. See? No magic wires or anything. Completely running on battery power. So we'll plug it back in to save the battery, even though it lasts an hour and a half. Okay, so you can turn it on just like a normal one, rapid start thing, and then you can push the test switch even though it's on. So if it's on and the power goes out, it'll just go dim, power comes back on, just go bright. Even if it's off, power goes out, come on, power comes back on, go off. So yeah. Alright, so let's remove the tubes. And I usually unplug it for this, but when I unplug it, it turns on. How am I supposed to do that? So I'll just rely on the switch to keep me safe. Okay, so we'll remove these two feed electric light bulbs. And we will unplug it now. And then we will go take a look on the inside. And I wired this myself so you can trust it. Okay, here's the inside. I will disconnect the battery connector as soon as I get in, so no power is flowing, and we can touch all these. So on the inside, there's a keystone ballast. The keystone ballast was originally here, but then I had to move it here so that I can fit this massive thing, which is kind of crazy. So full chain switch right there. It's all wired up nicely. Of course, I got zip ties, these wires. Look at that. Look at these braided. This is best wire connection in the world right there. That looks amazing right there. Just so perfect, Okay. So everything is wired up according to this wiring diagram here. I use this wiring diagram because the emergency ballast doesn't come with any. So That was kind of sad, but I had to use it on the phone. So this is what is inside of B50 emergency ballast. So this is a B50 Series 140 emergency ballast that I got for free because, they were tearing out all the lights, so I was just able to take one at my school and replace the one for LEDs. So, B50 Series 140. And the reason why I just didn't use this one, it already provided me with a wiring diagram. It seems awesome, is because it died. I mean, I connected, it might have been me or it might have been before, but the lamp selection connector was connected, which caused a catastrophic failure in the circuit board. I mean, they didn't even put any warnings on the ballast. Like, on this ballast, they just show on the wiring diagram right there, a little thing that says, not connected. I'm like, great. And then on the new one, they actually put a yellow, bright warning right there that says, do not connect brown connector, which is the lamp selection connector. So, that's kind of crazy. But I got a new ballast, and I was hoping to plug the old ballast, I was hoping to take the new ballast guts out and plug it into the old ballast and to use connectors. So basically just plugging in a new circuit board almost. But that wasn't the case, and these are a bit different. So yeah. It also comes with a ginormous battery. That's only 6 volts. 6 volts is surprisingly low. But it fits in there like that, and the circuit board goes on the side. 6 volt NI battery, whatever they call them. NICD, one of those batteries. I don't know how to say that. So, yeah. It also originally came with this toggle switch for the lamp test. But it was too old and it was kind of arcing in there, and I didn't want that. I want my thing to be safe, actually. So, yeah, I replaced it with a brand new one. So, we will connect back the lamp selection. We will connect back the connector. And make sure all the wires are in there nicely. There you go. Nice and snug fit. And then we'll plug it in. So then it doesn't have any power going to the lamps, because I connected the battery connector, and that means there's power going to the lamps, being fed by the inverter emergency ballast thing. So yeah, there you go. Works right. Test. Still works after I opened it. Okay, very nice. And we'll test this thing out with T12 light bulbs. So, when I got this at the restore, it came with 2 of these Philips bulbs. But the one was dead. This is the one that is dead. It's brighter, They're the same barcode, same barcode, same logo, everything. But the one came dead, as you can see, very dead. So, that's probably why someone decided to donate it. So, yeah. And we will go ahead and try it out with those T12 bulbs. Here I have an old GE that's very close to end of life. And since its brother, this guy's brother died, well, this one also is probably going to die quick soon. So they were both using the same fixture, so, that's what happens. Okay, let's go ahead and turn it on in 3, 2, 1. Whoa, get some of that rapid start action there. And they're both harsh daylight. Harsh. And these are close to EOL, so they got a slight flicker to them, especially on this magnetic ballast. And they start them nice and slow, and I like that. Ooh, that one cathode glows like crazy. So we'll test the battery backup on these T12s. Okay, so this one, it glows purplish there. That one's close to EOL. Let's see if we can see that. Ooh, kind of glows that purple. So it does work. the emergency battery back up, but will it still start the bulbs reliably even with the lights off? Oh, there we go. It started them. Ooh, it took forever, but it did. Okay, so I know what you're all wondering. Will it work with one light bulb? Will the battery backup work on one light bulb? Nope, it doesn't. Okay, so we remove these light bulbs, and I know what you're all wondering too. Will it work on a dying light bulb? So let's get a dying light bulb. This is its brother that was in there with it when I found it at the restore. Okay, so it comes on, but it's dim and flickery, like it usually does on magnetic ballast when there's a broken cathode. Probably very flicker bands going across the camera if you get close, or just now. So let's test it on the battery backup. And it still works. Probably because it only glows purple on these ends. So what we would do is that we'll turn it off. And we'll just do a quick switcheroo. Go in the dark. Okay, and let's try. Nope, not coming on all the way. See that end? It's going purple like it usually does on DC voltage. This is running off a battery. So yeah, it doesn't work with dying light bulbs. Too bad, so sad. Okay, so I know what you're all wondering next. Will it work on a mercury-starved light bulb? Well, you're in luck. We're testing this thing like so much. Okay, this is the last thing we're gonna test. A mercury-starved light bulb. Of course, we all love Philips Altos and they get mercury-starved, so that's what we're gonna see right here. This one also has a broken cathode, so that's kind of sad. So let's go ahead and see. Yep, starts it up. Look how dim that is. Oh, kind of flickery. It's flickering. Well, it's obviously having a hard time, as you can tell. See it warming up slowly on battery backup. It's very, very flickery over there, where it's kind of mercury starved. And since it has a broken cathode, it flickers a lot. But then when I press the test button and I let go, well, it's not doing it now, but sometimes it will actually come on all the way. But you could see that it works on a mercury starved too. As you can tell, it's nice and bright over here, but it's kind of dim and flickery over there. Very nice. Okay, we're going to put a regular bulbs back in, and we'll watch this thing come on a couple more times. That was the end of all our brutal testing. We can conclude that it works on T12 bulbs, just barely. It doesn't work on dying T12 bulbs, and it works on mercury-starved bulbs, T8 bulbs, or T12, either one. That one looks like it's dying over there. Okay, so there you go. Works great. And test. So now I know I can sleep comfortably with the light on, and then if the power goes out, it won't interrupt my sleep because it always stay on. And the ballast says max time is 24 hours to recharge, and like in 24 hours, it must be done charging by then, because mine charged in 5 hours. So, like, by 24 hours, it must be done charging, unless you got to replace that unit because it's too old and batteries are dying. And it only gives you an hour and a half of runtime, which is, I mean, if they're always plugged in, they're always charging. So, it shouldn't be a problem if they take 24 hours to charge, but only 90 minutes of runtime. So, yeah. Perfect. So, I really hope you enjoyed this video of my dual F8 F17 T8 or F20 T12, battery backup fluorescent light. And thanks for watching. Oh, whoa. Man, I could take this all around with me. All I have to do is unplug it, take it all around, and walk in stores with it, have a ball, you know. Awesome, although it's like 10 pounds with all those batteries and like magnetic ballast. But yeah, awesome.